Okay, welcome back. I want to talk to you a little bit about laws that protect consumers. So we're continuing with Chapter 7, Section 3, Legal Issues and Business Ownership. The government also has regulations that protect consumers. Business owners should be aware of these laws. Licenses. Again, I'm on page 198. States and local governments require some businesses to have licenses. Beauty salons, restaurants, and health and fitness centers are just some of the companies that must carry licenses. If you own a business that requires a license, you and your employees may need to complete training requirements. You may also need to have regular inspections by state and local authorities. Failure to meet certain standards could mean the loss of your license and the closing of your business. Zoning laws. Local governments often establish zoning regulations that control what types of buildings can be built in what areas. In many communities, certain areas are zoned for residential use only. This means that businesses or business buildings may not be built in those areas. Other areas may be zoned as commercial for retail businesses, as industrial, as agricultural, as multi-purpose, and so on. All businesses must obey zoning regulations. Before you choose a location for your business, you will have to make sure that the area you have selected allows you the type of business to operate there. So zoning laws help keep neighborhoods safe for its residents. Consumer protection laws, bottom of page 198. A variety of laws and government agencies protect the public against harmful products. You will have to make sure that the products you manufacture or sell meet all consumer protection standards. First, the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act of 1938. This law bans the sale of impure, improperly labeled, falsely guaranteed, and unhealthful foods, drugs, and cosmetics. The Food and Drug Administration enforces this law. The FDA has the power to force producers to stop manufacturing products that are unsafe. Next, the Consumer Product Safety Act of 1972. This law sets safety standards for products other than food and drugs. When the Consumer Product Safety Commission determines that a product is unsafe, it can force businesses to recall the product and stop selling it. The Truth in Lending Act of 1968, bottom of page 198. This law requires all banks to calculate credit costs the same way. When a consumer gets a loan, the lender must provide two types of information about the loan's cost: the finance charge and the annual percentage rate. The finance charge is the total cost a borrower must pay for a loan, including all interest and fees. The annual percentage rate is the finance charge calculated as a percentage of the amount borrowed. These numbers help consumers evaluate alternatives and determine the best option. The Fair Credit Billing Act of 1974, I'm on page 199. This law is part of the Truth in Lending Act and helps consumers correct credit card billing errors. Consumers who feel they have been incorrectly charged must write to the credit card issuer and explain why they think the charge is wrong. The company must reply within 30 days and resolve the dispute within 90 days. While the disputed charge is being investigated, it cannot accrue interest. This law also gives a consumer a method for resolving problems related to product quality. So the first step in dealing with a product of inferior quality bought with a credit card is to try to resolve the problem with the merchant. If it cannot be resolved, the consumer can withhold payment to the credit card company until the matter is settled. I'm at the bottom of page 199, when to get legal advice. It's helpful to learn some of the basics about the laws affecting businesses so that you can handle minor legal issues yourself. Books and the internet are good sources of information, or you could take a course in business law. However, there are going to be times when you need to hire a lawyer for assistance, and as an entrepreneur, you will need to decide when you should seek advice and when you can handle the situations on your own. Bottom of page 199, hiring a lawyer. At some point, you will probably need to hire a lawyer. Your Chamber of Commerce might have a list of lawyers who specialize in small businesses. Other community business owners might also be able to suggest a lawyer. Lawyers can help you with a variety of legal issues. Bottom of page 199, contracts. One of the most common reasons that a business hires a lawyer is to assist with contracts. A contract is a legally binding agreement between two or more persons or parties. As an entrepreneur, you will enter into, page 200, contracts as you start and operate your business. Contracts can be with suppliers, landlords, clients, and government agencies. For a contract to be considered legally binding, certain elements must be included when a contract is created. These elements are agreement, consideration, capacity, and legality. The agreement occurs when one party offers or agrees to do something and the other party accepts. Joni's Jellies has the offer to sell Andy's Eatery 2 cases of homemade jelly for each for $100 for a 1-year period. Andy's Eatery responds by signing the offer and returning it to Joni's Jellies. The agreement is reached. Consideration is what is exchanged for the promise. The $100 check Andy's Eatery sends Joni's Jellies is consideration, and it causes the contract to be binding. Capacity means the parties are legally able to enter into a binding contract. Minors, intoxicated persons, and insane persons cannot enter into a binding contract. Legality means that a contract cannot have anything in it that is illegal or that would result in illegal activities. Okay, please try to take a look at the review questions on Chapter 7, Section 3 on legal issues in business ownership, and we will finish the chapter in a little bit.